Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome to my Bladedancer guide for Season 2, Tomb of the Erased in Last Epoch. Bringing you an insanely bursty, lightning and cold damage speed farm starter build. Converting physical damage is a strong multiplier, and I'm currently farming at corruption 170 in very basic gear. Fifth lets me fly through those monoliths while proccing cold damage Umbral blades, which I combine with a barrage of returning Shurikens for extra burst damage. It's a glass cannon build, but super fun to play. With that being said, let's jump in. The skills and the rotation is the following. So I have Shurikens here, Shift, and Synchronized Strike. Those are the three important. Also procs Umbral blades, and it also procs Shadow Cascade. Those are the daggers that fly out. They are mainly there for frailty and for resource. And this is the other hard-hitting attack in the build, next to the Shurikens, and they get converted to cold damage from Sub-Zero Intrusion. Synchronized Strike is here for generating allies, and they mimic my abilities. So they also leave behind Umbral Blades. With their help I can multiply my Shurikens, also not to run out of mana because it's a very mana hungry build. This costs all the mana almost, one click, half mana pool gone. So mana regeneration is important, and there's a neat little combo. So pretty much everything else gives mana back here and there. So if I don't just mindlessly spam my abilities, I'm fine. Most of the time I spam mindlessly my abilities and then I have a little bit mana problems, but because I have very low gear equipped, mana regeneration everywhere would be preferred. Here are the clowns. And when they disappear, they leave behind Umbral blades. So forced him to throw a bunch of Shurikens and they return to me. Therefore I stack this up against single target. All these monsters sit in a million effects. It's just so bursty because I sit at almost 60% crit chance and more than 300% crit multiplier. So the big part is mana, and I have not the best gear. No mana regen rose. So I really gotta play the combo right or I run out of mana real quick.
Not happening.
Also not melee. Sometimes I gotta play it smart, you know. It's tempting to just be in their face all the time, but it's not a melee build at all. Just rather proc things, walk away, and let the blades do the work. If their spawns are elite, champion pack, whatever, try burst him down with Shurikens.
Not happening. Not happening.
So as briefly mentioned in the intro, the build revolves around a dagger called Fulrugrite Shard, and it converts the Shuriken damage to lightning damage. And yeah, it's very easy to get through those daggers. If you don't have them, like someone could play the build as well with just rare ones, but the thing is, they are way more difficult to come by than just an OLP Fulrugrite Shard. In a perfect world, and in terms of scaling, was few legendary potential points, and then print crit multi and or yeah, like a really big gear prop would be lightning damage everywhere. But as of now, for the starter build, just using two of those daggers and Liraka's claws for the insane crit multiplier and 2 additional Shurikens. Spit out a bunch of those, like 5 Shurikens at once they return. Just insane, absolute killing machine. Build is a little bit squishy. Only defense I have is a stat called Glancing Blow. I have 0% crit strike avoidance. My other remaining items, crit multi everywhere, preferably some stats, some resistances as stats to cap hot, maybe. Less relic would be good. for the plus skill to reach better notes for the Shurikens. More damage then, more crit damage. Movement speed on the boots. Health, hybrid health. So this is very on the low end, but it's also... I would take this to... This would work during campaign as well. But I would say to hop into empowered models. This is like start empowered models, starter gear type build. Mana regeneration, preferably on the rings as well. So I went with fist damage and throwing damage for the passive skill tree here. So of course it's a rogue. Starting out with Swift Assassin to gain the attack speed for everything. 1 into Twin Blades. I can wear 2 and I can dual wield. This one is big, Sapping Strike. I use a skill that costs 0 mana, which the Shurikens cost 0 mana, again mana back. Proc bleed, it's not a bleed build or anything, but the more effects are on the target, the more damage the Shurikens deal. More about that in the skill tree. Here, good crit multiplier. I think pretty much every rogue build or every build is using evasion into agility. That's a good one. If nothing into marksman, nothing into the fakener. There are some perks, but I like the following skill tree here. So I maxed out Cloak of Shadows for dex and glancing blow chance. It's a glancing blow build in terms of defense. This makes turns dodge chance into glancing blow chance, but I cannot dodge. Pursuit, maxing out this one for just shadow damage. Nothing into those. 5 into Flash of Steel to unlock the bonus. 1 into Argent Whale. Maxing out Critical Eye and All In. So much that's so much free damage just sitting in the passive skill tree. Shadow Master, 5 out of 5. So those the abilities that get procced by the shadows they leave behind, which synchronous strikes, deal a bunch more damage. And I have 5 into 5 into hooked blades for the armor shred and for the armor shred effect. In terms of sheer damage output with such low gear, I give this easily an 8 out of 10. I see how this could skyrocket with crafted LP gear, because most of the time those legendaries really only shine with additional stats printed on them. The downsides of the build also worth mentioning. It requires good positioning to pull off max damage all the time. In certain situations that's just not possible. Thanks for watching, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later!